Before we get into today's video, which is going to be huge because the test place has gotten some major updates and we're going to see some crazy weapons that we're going to be talking about, I'd just like to say if you do end up enjoying the video and you'd love to keep up to date with Phantom Forces and all of its updates, definitely consider subscribing. We are trying to hit 200,000 by the end of the year, and if we could do that, that would be fantastic. We're just a little bit over 1,000 away, and I think we got this. Otherwise, enjoy the video. Man, oh man, Stylus has been spoiling us lately with new weapons. And the two newest ones that we actually are going to have are going to be the AK-15 and the AK-12, as well as a remodel of the AN-94, and honestly, it looks amazing. So in today's video, we are going to go over the newest and latest changes done to the test place for Phantom Forces, including the two new weapons, the new AN-94 model, and even a secret LMG that's not yet available for test, but fires a bullet bigger than 50 BMG, and one hit kills torso out to beyond 100 studs. And also a new battle rifle called the Shack-12, which just looks amazing. And a new sniper called the VKS, which also looks freaking amazing. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is going to be the new AK-12. Now, this is actually not going to replace the current AK-12 in Phantom Forces. That is still going to be the rank 0 weapon, but the AK-12 2016, provided that they don't rename it, is going to be a rank 134 unlock and is going to feature nearly identical stats to the current AK-12. So why this needs to exist, I don't really know. But if we take a quick peek, we can see we do 33 damage out to 55 studs, minimum of 23 damage out to 170, no torso multi, default 1.4 head multi, 700 fire rate all around, and nearly 3,000 muzzle velocity. It is in so many ways basically identical to the default AK-12. The only real difference being that the AK-12 2016 does not get a 3-round burst, like hyper burst thing. God, why is it so dark, bro? I want to look at the weapon. Well, we can kind of see it in the menu here. The model for this thing is beautiful. This is effectively the AK-12 that is actual like military used in Russian military AK basically. Whereas the current AK-12 that we have is based on the prototype of the AK-12 from roughly around 2012-ish. Here we go. This is a much brighter map and we can really get some look at this weapon. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, of course, we can see too that the iron sights are actually some of the best looking iron sights in the game. They look amazing. A little bit off center weirdly though. I can't really tell why. They're kind of low. And as far as recoil goes, it's fine. I mean, the thing is, again, it's basically a kind of carbon copy of the current AK-12 that we have. So of course recoil is going to be fairly low. I would definitely probably put some attachments on this, at least a sight, because the iron sights, again, just kind of feel a little bit wonky, even though they look great. But there is one thing, too, that I will add about this weapon that is kind of nice, which is that super armor piercing exists, which, as it does on some other AKs, that gives you 1.1 torso multi, giving you 4-tap torso at maximum range, though it does kind of cut down your CQC damage pretty harshly. So if I go ahead and do like a bit of a full build on this, you can see recoil is fairly low. And honestly, it's decent. I'd say it's kind of a bit of an upgrade, at least with super armor piercing over the stock AK-12. But otherwise, it's kind of just another AK-12. The AK-15, however, that we have right here, which is unlocked at rank 160 something, is going to be quite a step up, actually, over the AK-12 and AK-12 2016. God, I love maps where I just can't find anybody. I love it so much. Now, this AK is going to be extremely fun. So by technicality, the AK-15 was actually in game at a point in time back in the day of the CTE or community test environment. And effectively what it is that it is an AK-12 just with 7.62, so a full power AK round. It looks very similar, basically identical to the actual AK-12, just chambered in a different ammo type, and recoil, while it climbs quite a bit, is still not too bad. You just pull down a wee little bit, and there you go. It just sits. Very nice. So if we go ahead and we take a look at the stats for this, this is much more of what I was hoping out of an AK like this. We get 38 damage out to 75 studs and 24 minimum with a 1.4 headshot multi, and sadly no 1.1 torso multi, so no guaranteed 4-tap torso with the default ammo. Same 30-round magazine, 700 fire rate, and then just like the regular other fire modes, and just 2350 muzzle velocity. Definitely on the lower end, but pretty decent. However, we do get 3-tap limb and torso out to about 100 studs, which is pretty nice. Super armor piercing as well does give you 1.1 torso multi on this, so we do get 4-tap torso maximum range with super AP, as well as still having 3-tap torso out to about 90 studs. So honestly, super armor piercing seems like it's going to be a pretty decent ammo type nowadays, at least for these AKs here. On some of the others, I'll still have to experiment one day. So 3-tap torso out to about 90 studs, 4-tap torso maximum range. I mean, honestly, dude, this AK is going to slap. And I'm very hyped for it. By the way, it is rank 163. Now, I am interested to try out these 2-round burst modes here, because we do have those. It doesn't increase fire rate like it does on the AK-12, but I'm hoping that recoil is low with the 2-round burst mode. Let me see. No. No, it is not. I was hoping that it would have a bit of like a G11 effect to it, but no, it is just... Here, let me see. Yeah, it's just normal recoil for it, so... You can kind of pull down to compensate, but it's... Honestly, I don't see it as that useful of a fire mode. I think it's more of just a thing to have because it's based on the real weapon. Actually, you know what? The 2-round burst is kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Well, yeah, I mean, those are the 2 new AKs. They are extremely nice. I'm excited to see them. Again, a little bit more so the AK-15 over the AK-12 2016. But the next weapon that we're going to take a look at is going to be the GP62. Now, this is a weapon that I did actually get to use a little bit on stream a couple of weeks ago. Whether the stats have been changed since then, I don't know. But if we do take a look at the current stats that exist on the weapon, not accessible to us regular players at the moment, you can see some wacky damage numbers with a 2.5 headshot multi, so always a guaranteed 1-tap headshot, 1.25 torso multi, a 14 round magazine, a 400 fire rate, extremely low, and an 1800 muzzle velocity. And we can just take a look at this weapon, bro. Look at the absolute chunkster that this weapon is right here. That's a big boy right there. And again, with a little bit of playtime that I got with it, it was actually a ton of fun, but I didn't get to use it nearly enough as I'd like to have. I definitely can't wait for them to add this to test plays, dude. Oh my god, this looks ridiculous. This is gonna be insane. And of course, alongside that goofy LMG, we also have a new battle rifle and a new sniper rifle. The new battle rifle is called the Shack 12. Never heard of that before, but it's got a really cool looking muzzle brake, and Jesus Christ, does this thing look crazy. 60 damage out to 50 studs, 40 damage out to 160 with a 1.15 torso multi and a 1.75 head multi. 20 round magazine, fires 12.7 by 55 and a 540 fire rate. And the new sniper, the VKS, man, we are getting spoiled with new snipers lately. This thing looks just amazing. I don't know how to feel about this. Again, goofy muzzle brake, but sure. It's got a pretty wild damage graph, but a little bit similar to like kind of the more default snipers, just with a bit more of a violent drop off. 4-tap headshot multi, 2-tap torso multi. So it looks like we'll always have 1-tap torso. Very nice. 5-round magazine, 12.7 by 55 as well, and a 50 fire rate. The muzzle velocity for both of these weapons as well is extremely low, having between 950 and 975 between the 2 weapons. In the case of the Shack 12, rank 212 on lock. Jesus Christ, people are going to be mad about that. Oh no. And the sniper, I am scared to look. Oh god, rank 250. Ooh, people are not going to be happy. The last quote-unquote new weapon is one that we already have in the game, the AN94. And this is one that up until literally like 2 days ago, I was like, please, I want to see a new model for this. And we got it. So I'll try and see if I can get in some good lighting here to show you, because this model actually looks incredibly nice. And it's kind of exactly what I wanted out of remodel of the AN94, except for one little detail, and that is the iron sights are still horrible. Now, I understand that they're basing it off the real weapon. I get that. But I feel like for gameplay's sake, they should at least kind of make the back sight a little bit more open, a little bit wider, just because it's still really hard to see through. Now, of course, that can be avoided by just using a sight, but just something about it. I like using this weapon with the iron sight sometimes, or I like using weapons in general with their iron sights sometimes. But unfortunately on this, you still kind of need a sight. But the model itself is beautiful. I don't want to take away from that just because of my own weird little gripes. They did change recoil and stuff for a little bit, and they did actually change the reload for it, which I'll show you in a second. So you can see we do normal reload, and then we do the charging handle from the other side. Very nice. Now, this is not really an ideal map to test out assault rifle performance, but I think we all know the AN94, even though that they changed recoil apparently a tad, I honestly don't notice it. It's still low. It's still very, very, very low. And I don't think anyone's really going to have any particular issue getting used to the new weapon. Well, that is going to do it for today's video. That is the update for test plays at the moment. I'm extremely excited to see that new LMG whenever it comes out. And honestly, whenever these AKs get added, I'm going to be really happy. I think the AK-15 might become a new main in the assault rifle category for me. It's just good. It's just nice. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this in the comments section below. If you could, definitely get subscribed. Like I said at the beginning of the video, trying to 200K by the end of the year. And if you could, become a channel member like the lovely people up on screen right now, so you can help support the channel just that tiny little bit extra. I'm off to play a map that actually doesn't make me hate myself, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, dudes. Peace.